All right, Monday, May 19th. This is the Lion Channel. I'm John. This is day 18 of my manifesting journey. I do have a new manifestation that I want to talk about. But before I talk about that, I just wanted to mention I was watching one of David's videos a few weeks ago. This is Elmer O'Locker Jr. I've shared his handle a bunch of times. I watch his videos. He's basically my Mr. Miyagi, and most of the stuff that I talk about here are techniques, and I've learned from him and watching his videos. But I was watching one of his videos a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about fasting and how when you do like prolonged fasts. Okay, I think it's like 72 hours or longer. I could be wrong there, but 72 hours or longer, it raises your levels of consciousness. So when I heard that, I've done 72-hour fast before. I've probably done it like 2 or 3 times. And, for me, I do intermittent fasting all the time. So, there are probably a couple of days a week where I go 20 hours because I just forget to eat sometimes. And my body is just so used to it, I really don't get hungry that much. A lot of times when I break my fast, I'll be like, oh, I haven't eaten. It's not because I'm hungry. It's just because I'm just like, I guess I might as well eat something. Dinner's ready. But the 72-hour fast, the 2 or 3 times that I've done it, it's definitely challenging for me. So I'm going to start a 72-hour fast after dinner tonight, just because I want to see if it helps and raises my level of consciousness and actually takes me to another level. Because that totally intrigued me, and I wasn't really paying attention to it before. I was doing it more from a physical standpoint, where I was cutting, and like I said, I was a personal trainer. Used to be a personal trainer. I still am a little bit, all right, but so it was more for physical benefits, and I never really thought of the mental benefits that came with it as well. So I'm going to start that tonight. So anyone who wants to join me, comment, and we'll do it together. All right. But the new manifestation that I wanted to talk about, this is actually a manifestation. It's kind of like the dog manifestation that I talked about a couple of days ago, where he doesn't bark as much anymore. Okay, he rarely barks, actually. But it actually took me a couple of days to really realize that was an actual manifestation. That was something that came from applying the law of assumption and these techniques that are, during the day, that are keeping me present and open to these new thoughts and ideas that are coming in. So this one has to do with my daughter, and I get her ready for school, and I've gotten her ready for school. She's finishing up 3rd grade now. So kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade. So this is the end of the 4th year that I've been getting her ready for school. And she's, for the most part, she does a great job getting ready for school. She, I just wake her up and make sure she's awake, and then she gets ready. She, 9 years old, she's putting makeup on and stuff. I think that's a new thing that girls do because her friends do it too. But, she puts makeup on, she brushes her hair, gets dressed and stuff. Sometimes she'll ask me my opinion, and, regardless, most of the time, regardless of the opinion I give her, she'll, choose something else. I guess that's another thing girls do. But anyway, the biggest struggle or the biggest challenge over the last 4 years is her being ready on time. It's like it's a constant battle every single day. At least it has been for the last almost 4 years. All right, to the point where her bus picks her up at the bottom of our driveway. And there are days where I'll be standing out there with the dog waiting for her to come out because I don't want the bus to come and miss her. So if I'm standing there, I can tell the bus to hold on. I haven't had to do it, but you know, I've showed you guys and talked about my perspective and the state that I was in, you know, just 6 weeks ago, where I was at, you know, my lowest point. All right, so when she wouldn't get ready on time over and over and over again, how do you think I responded? Well, I didn't respond. I would react, and I would yell, and I would, you know, threaten with consequences, take her phone away, you name it. Over the last 4 years, I've pretty much done it, and nothing has worked. Okay, it was still like a couple days it would get better, and then right back into that habit. Okay, so, and this whole time, you know, what have I learned and talked about here over the last 5 or 6 weeks is that what you are reacting to and giving negative emotion to, you're basically telling the universe, give me more of that. You're recreating it. And so I just continued to recreate this scene in my experience for almost 4 years. Okay? That is until I started applying the law of assumption and applying these techniques during the day. So now I talk about this is a simulation, right? So I'm not reacting to anything, including that I don't react to. I just would say to her for a couple weeks, I'd be like, okay, you know, if that happens, I would still say the same things, but it would be without emotion. Like, you lose your phone today. But it wouldn't be like, you lose your phone, like something like that. It would just be like, okay, if this is how you want to play it, you don't get your phone today after school. All right, so I would do it that way. But last week, we've noticed, my wife and I have noticed some things about my daughter's behavior that are continually just building up and not in a good way. All right, so we decided to make some changes, and we were sitting there brainstorming, and I was like, you know what has to happen? Instead of her just getting her phone and then us taking it away, why don't we make it so she has to earn her phone? Like it's a privilege. And I know some people already do this. Maybe a lot of people do this, but we haven't done it. Okay, so, and my wife says to me, yeah, I know, I talked about that before and I mentioned that before, but you didn't want to do it for whatever reason, or you just didn't hear me. And I said, all right, there was probably the state of mind that I was in. I couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear a good idea. I couldn't hear good ideas. And that's another thing that happens when you're in a low frequency, in a lower state. Even if good ideas come and smack you in the face, you're not going to apply them. You're not going to hear them because you're not in that frequency to hear it. So that's what was happening to me. All right, so, but this time I heard it and we agreed. All right, so what we did was we started following through on that, which in the past we would come up with these ideas and there would be no follow through. But now, applying the law of assumption, non-negotiable, I make a video every day, even though some days I don't really feel like it. Most days I do, but some days I don't. But because I'm non-negotiable and I even said yesterday I'm going to make a video every day for the rest of the year. We're treating this the same way. Like, she has to earn her phone. And one of the ways she earns her phone is by being ready by 8:15 and downstairs by 8:15 in the morning. Okay, so the first day we implemented this, the night before, I talked to her and I explained to her just that. You're going to have to earn your phone by doing this, this, and this. Okay, it all starts with getting ready and downstairs by 8:15. She was downstairs the very first day by 8:05. 8:05. Okay, and every day since then, she's been downstairs well before. One day was 8:15. The rest have been before 8:15. Now, this is something I just want to stress again. Almost 4 years I've been battling with this. And now it's not even on my list. Almost all of these things are not on my list. And they're all just magically being taken care of because I'm not reacting to the simulation. I'm just chill. Whatever negative things come in, it's cool. I don't react. And now I've opened up new lines for these ideas that come in. And when they do, they feel good. And now I'm non-negotiable. I follow through. And now life changes. So, new manifestation, all right? My days in the past, just to give you an idea, first of all, I would wake up and it would be like, sometimes I would wake up happy. Sometimes I would wake up just feeling like crap and, oh, here we go again, all right? But even if I woke up in a good mood, you start your day out like that and battling, okay? That would be the first thing, always battling. Dog barking, okay, like a Looney Tune throughout the whole day. Then I would have, stressful thoughts. Anything would come in. I would get an email about a bill, or you get a bill in the mail, or somebody, calls you. My wife calls and says, I forgot to tell you, we got to buy this. All of a sudden triggers stressful thoughts, lackful thoughts all day about, money. I had health conditions. I couldn't raise this arm. I keep saying it, and I had 2 other health conditions that were lingering and just uncomfortable. And I was like in, discomfort, like pretty much all day, every day. All right. I couldn't eat hot sausage. Okay. I couldn't eat, spicy foods. I love spicy foods. Okay. And then on top of that, you're looking at my relationship with my wife, right? It's like, anytime we talked, we had to, it's like you don't want to talk about the elephant in the room, finances, because as I said before, that's a trigger for us. Anytime we talk about finances, it is like the most uncomfortable conversation you've ever had to have. It's like being called to the principal. Like when you were younger, it's like that walk to the principal's office where, it's that feeling. I don't know if everybody's felt that, but I used to go to the principal's office a lot, all right? So, and all these things have changed now. They're all flipped upside down. Now I wake up, like I said yesterday, I'm like, all right, let's go. What manifestations are coming today? What's the simulation going to throw at me that I don't have to react to? Now my daughter's coming downstairs before 8:15. We're having a conversation. She can actually have breakfast. Everything's chill. Like walking, the dog is just chill all day. People are walking by outside and the dog's not even worried about it. He's just like, whatever. I told you about our financial things that are being finalized. So that's feeling like, a weight off our shoulders. I can do shoulder exercises now. My health is changing. I'm no longer in discomfort all day. and then my thoughts. Okay, nothing phases me now. And this is all because I started applying the law of assumption and doing these techniques that I talk about each day here. And I was at the lowest point that you can be mentally when I started this. All right, so I was at the lowest point. I did not want to be here anymore. So if I can do it coming from the lowest point, you can do it. You can do it. All you have to do is just start. Just start. Okay? And if you don't understand something, and I'll try and explain it, ask a question, comment. I mean, go watch Neville Goddard videos, go watch, Elmer O. Locker videos. Like, the information is there. I'm just here, just trying to let everybody know the law of assumption works. So what are you waiting for? Like, if you don't like your life right now, what you're seeing, here you go. Here's the answer. But you might be in the place that I was where, my wife was trying to give me this great idea and maybe you're not hearing it. But what do you have to lose? Like, there's nothing. So, all right. So that's it. Hopefully this video helps somebody. I'm having fun making these videos, I want to help. And I hope these are helping. So, I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you.